Hi, this is Carin Weiss-Krolikowski from firmTRAK Solutions, and we have some updates to share with you today.
And this is Ryan Oltman, also from firmTRAK Solutions Accounting. We were getting together today to see what we want to chat about, and we had this very helpful post from one of my associates, affiliates, and customers, Padilla Law, Jose Padilla, and he posted a post quickly on LinkedIn that says, the new National Registry of Business Ownership and what you need to know. And in 2021, they passed the Corporate Transparency Act, which came into effect this year, January 1, 2024. And what that basically says is now more than 32 million entities are required to get a FinCEN ID, which is what they're calling the organization that's going to be in charge of this. And you're going to have to file your beneficial ownership, which includes full name, legal name and trade names, entity address and jurisdiction, federal taxpayer ID, and ownership and control details. And so we were looking around on FinCEN.gov, which is the new website they launched in order to give businesses the resources they need to understand the new law and be in compliance. And they gave this handy flow chart. So this is what it shows. And the question is my company a reporting company? Which they are using as their word to define companies that need to now report under this new law. And so let's go through it. What law was your company formed, US or foreign? So yeah, if you're US, okay, yes, we'll go down here. Is your company a corporation? Yes, you may have to report. Is your company an LLC? Yes, you may have to report. Is your company filing a document with the Secretary of State and that's how it formed? Yes, well, you may be a domestic reporting company. So basically, every corporation, limited liability company, or other form of company that files with the state may be considered a reporting company. And they further go on to define what are the exemptions of being a reporting company. And there is this other side for foreign countries as well that registered to be in the United States, but there's only really one. So you just basically have to go to whether or not you're exempt. And if we scroll down here, we'll just look, there's your list of exemptions. And this document again is at FinCEN.gov, small compliance guide. And the two I want to really point out are basically if you're a large operating company or you're inactive. The rest of these has more specific definitions, or they're already regulated by government entities. So like banks and credit unions, they already have their own regulations they have to follow. They're already kind of handled, but everybody else essentially has to file except for this list here. They give 23 exemptions. But what most people are probably going to be interested in whether or not they're inactive or they're a large company. And so they have definitions here in this document. And inactive companies are basically you have no assets, no financial activity. And we'll just scroll down. So here's the large operating company exemption. You have to meet all 6 requirements. You have more than 20 full-time employees. The full-time employees are employed in the United States. You have a physical presence in the United States. You have 5 million in gross receipts or more. Those 5 million in sales are reported on a Form 1120, 1120S, or 1065, and your gross receipts are still over 5 million when you subtract out sales from sources outside the United States. So large companies don't have to do this. It's only small companies. And then real quick, we'll scroll down to an active entity. The entity was in existence before January 1, 2020, is not engaged active business, not owned by a foreign person, whole, directly or partly, wholly, directly, indirectly or partly. No change in ownership in the preceding 12-month period. Has not sent or received funds in the amount greater than $1,000 and does not otherwise hold any type of assets in the United States or abroad. So those are basically the two that are probably going to most likely apply. Why did they do this? Purportedly, it's to stop money laundering, terrorism funding, and give police more access to go after money launderers and terrorists. That's ostensibly what the text of the law says. And then one other thing I wanted to mention that has just come up is in terms of the filing deadline for this. And again, check all of my sources on this. I'm not a definitive authority on the new law. This is just what I've done in my research recently, and that's if you were formed before January 1st, 2024, and you meet the criteria in the flow chart and you're not exempt of those 23 exemptions, then you have until January 1st, 2025 to file. So we're currently sitting in October 18th, 2024. We have a couple months to file, or you would have a couple months to file. If you are a new entity formed within the calendar year 2024, you would have 90 days from when you are notified that you are now a new organization from the state where you filed to file with the FinCEN.gov and file your beneficial owners. And then after January 1, 2025, you only have 30 days. So they're tightening up the filing requirement there. And the fines are pretty steep, at least as written. It says up to 2 years in prison or $10,000 fine per violation. So they're really treating this as almost like a criminal law that you have to comply with.
Well, it actually falls under the Federal Criminal Enforcement Division.
Yep. So we're kind of learning along with everybody else about it. There's probably been seen posts here and there, but I wanted to just do a quick overview of it today based on what we've been reading. And I wanted to really point out that you can get more resources at the FinCEN.gov. If you have a payroll provider, they may offer to pay for a small fee, but check with your people, check with your attorney, and see if you meet the requirements. Carin, you have any thoughts on it at all?
I found it fascinating that they're going to this extent to curtail the use of shell corporations, which are basically empty entities that only funnel money either through ill-gotten gains or to terrorists. So I think that it's important for all of us to comply since it is a law. And my name's Carin Weiss-Krolikowski, and I'm a member or a partner here at firmTRAK Solutions. If you'd like more information, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to direct you in the correct area.